right, welcome everyone. This is a Shot for the Inhibited. My name is Wale Ojalate, your host for the day, and I have two beautiful hosts. We're going to be discussing some really deep things today. So to my left, we have Teju.
Yes.
I hesitated, but I got that right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that. And then on the right, we have Chichi, Zurika girl. So we're going to jump into the topic for today. It's been a trend lately, and unless you've been living under a rock, you've heard about the whole Jada and August situation.
August Alsina.
The entanglement.
Yeah. Right, with Will. And so before we even go into anything, I want to get your general idea or your general feeling towards that whole situation to begin with. I think we'll start with you, Teju.
Okay. For one, I would start with, I wasn't surprised. I mean, there was always been rumors and speculations that Will and Jada had an open relationship. Mm-hmm. They had orgies. They were always seeing multiple people with them. So I wasn't surprised. I was, I guess, intrigued that she chose August Alsina. There are quite a lot of other people she could have chose, but that's my own opinion. But yeah, I wasn't surprised. That wasn't anything new.
How about you? When that
I wasn't surprised either. In August, I think.
So you already knew about like them being open.
Well, yeah,
I
I kind of had a clue just from rumors and like blogs and stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a surprise. Them talking about it in the open, that's what surprised me. It's not something to like come out and just, expose yourself. Like she didn't have to. They both didn't have to.
August was the one
started
that
it,
right?
I think he started it.
Was it Angela Yee? He had the interview.
Yeah, the interview.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you never expect the man to actually sit down and open
Exactly.
his mouth.
First of all, like
why
not
are
even
you
anything. I don't
exposing
like
yourself?
the current narrative, and we've not even gone into it. But I don't like the current narrative.
What do you disagree
because,
with?
Because in a lot of ways, I think if this was like flipped, it would be that she's speaking her truth.
Okay.
She's talking about her feelings and her life and telling her story.
Okay.
That's how it would be taken. But then all of a sudden, when a guy does it now you go back to like the patriarchal. Yeah.
No,
you're be a man, and like why is man talking?
I don't think it has anything to do with speaking her truth. Like
he
wasn't raped.
Even
him. Like it's not speaking. You're just talking too much. What
do you mean? He
was going already probably knew something was going on.
Yeah, but he said he had healthcare issues, like mental.
Yeah, and she helped him.
Right,
like when she him.
No, but she helped him. Like
I
through.
Those are the power dynamics.
But
those are the power dynamics now. Like when you're in a situation that someone's helping you out, like there's a certain level of vulnerability in that situation.
Yeah.
And so the person that's like it's literally one of those things where imagine if it was a psychiatrist and you go to and people fall in love with the psychiatrist. It's on the psychiatrist to be like, hey, this is not a professional relationship. I'm in a position. Yeah, I'm in a position of somewhat power and authority.
I'm trying to bring it back to the point where you mentioned why did he bring it up to begin with. The conversation, if you watch the interview with Angela Yee, he was very vague, but he ended up bringing it right back to the fact that he did have a relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith. And then he alluded that Will gave him permission. Why would you bring anything? Why are you even bringing Will up? Will has nothing to do with it. Is he part of the entanglement?
I can tell you why. Right. So the issue and why he brought it up was the rumors of his affair with Jada had already been out there. And what the narrative was is that he's trying to break up half a home. So they've always looked at them as the awesome black couple. And here this guy, I'm hearing something is going on here. I hope he's not. And so he's getting the feedback. So the things he wanted to stress was he did have something with her, one. And two, Will knew about this shit. Yeah. So I didn't come and jump into a situation that Will didn't know and I was doing something behind his back. So his whole...
But Will didn't give any permission.
So I guess it's just in the way he said
it.
I can look at it this way. If I date Jada and I know Jada tells me Will knows what's up.
Right.
Yeah.
And everything. At the end of the day, I want to be like...
You know about it.
You know what's up.
Like it's not a verbal permission, but we've been in the same area where you know that I have something with your wife and you're okay with it.
So Thank you.
Why did he bring it up?
Thank you.
But again, that takes me back to my original point because at this point, from what it sounds like, and from what it sounds like, he's hurt about whatever that situation is, right? And it's a situation, and it's a situation where we can all admit that he was. In the state of mind that he was taken advantage of, and so you're hurt. One of the worst things is to for someone to hurt you and then you not even be able to talk about it.
Okay,
you're not even be able to express yourself about it.
What makes you believe that he was taken advantage of?
I can tell you my opinion. One is they said this happened about 4 to 4.5 years ago. He's 27 years old now. So that means going back there. Yeah, it is. It matters. He was about 22 years old. Okay. So a 22-year-old guy going through mental health care issues that needed help. She, on the other hand, 4.5 years ago was like about 42 for her. So she's a grown-ass woman that's married with kids.
But we also don't know what mental state she was in at the time as well and what she was going through in her marriage.
No,
but she was the
mentor. I'll tell you why.
She was the mentor in the situation.
She wasn't seeking help. She was the person giving help. She was the
mentor in the situation.
He was the one seeking help. So those are the things that they even established.
Like we don't know what the psychiatrist...
From all sides. August said he was in that situation. They both said he
admitted
was.
It, right.
Nobody has said Jada was in any situation. So not Jada. Not August.
Jada did say she was in a good place and she wanted to be happy.
Yeah,
she literally said, I wanted to be happy.
I get that part.
Clearly was not in a good
place. No. That's not a healthcare issue. That's more of her relationship with her husband. Right. It's two different things.
What makes you think it's not a healthcare issue? Because she hasn't made you can't measure. There's a gravity to every situation.
There's no medical condition for that. It's just called your man is not treating you right condition. What August is going through, there is a medical condition for those type of things, and that's why they go see doctors.
We exactly don't know what August was going through.
And to add to what Tux is saying, again, it's one of those things. It's who's seeking help. What you're saying right now means that if a professor or a psychiatrist or someone in a position of power decides to go for a relationship like that, then we now have to be asking them, what were they going through? Like, no, you could be going through things, right? Yeah. But in the position of power that you are, you have to be cognizant of that and not take advantage of that. And
but
so
I don't
in this
think
case,
that was her motive to begin with.
No, I know.
From what I get it. Correct me if I'm wrong.
How do we know this?
How do we know
this?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
But I remember had something going on, but to her, it wasn't as serious as August took it.
No. It sounded like it was serious.
Come on.
She said an entanglement. How serious could it have been?
Yeah.
She didn't say it was a relationship.
No, she only said an entanglement because she's married to somebody else. That's why it's an entanglement.
She's literally talking to her husband.
The definition of entanglement is to be in some complicated or compromised situation, which it was very complicated and it was a compromised situation. Yes. But
he was compromised.
I disagree.
You don't think August was compromised?
If you look back in the Red Table Talk, the conversation was had between her and Will.
Yes.
And Will, let me go back. Jada said that, or from what I remember at least, it was her son that brought August Alsina into the circle.
The family, right?
Yeah, and so she's hanging out with him. She's building a relationship with him. They're growing a bond. They're getting to know each other. She's seeing that he's not well. He's going through some psychological issues, and so she's becoming a mentor. I don't think that was her initial motive.
I disagree. She said he came to us for help.
He came to her for help.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna need like a little quote or something.
Yes. I will post
that. That was what was said.
I will post that also. She came to him for help.
What gets me about that is also, and I really don't even like to do this kind of arguments where we're flipping things around. But listen to what you just said. Her son comes with his friend who's troubled. And all of these things to the point where she admits that she felt the need to help this person, right? Mm-hmm. And then you end up in a relationship with that person.
I don't think he came into the family
if we flip
troubled. He came
Will stressed that too in the interview that he was troubled when he came in.
That's the thing.
Really?
Yes.
In this
narrative, I thought they were like friends musically or something.
In this narrative, but I'm saying in this narrative that we just put down, I'm not even putting that he came. Forget that he came to. The thing is, she recognized from what she said already that he needed help, and she recognized that she felt like she could be someone to offer that help. So regardless of, I don't care that he came begging on his knees, help me. The point is, you recognize that this guy needed help, and you put yourself in that position, and then. So my thing is, if you flip that around, and it was a man, and his daughter brought her friend, over, and this friend is going through all of these things that he was going through, and then at 22, and he's older, and then he did these things to her, and then broke her heart, and had her on TV saying, "This is what happened to me." I don't think you'll be sitting here saying, "Oh, why is he saying that?" Or why is she even saying that? Why is she even talking about that? You're doing that because again, your
And
perspective
that man is married,
men, they're like men are supposed to be this, and I need you to recognize that bias a bit.
But this wouldn't be a topic of conversation if August would have just kept his mouth shut.
This is literally what I'm talking about. But I'm saying, you wouldn't say that about the woman though. Like if it was a girl that was being taken advantage by a much older woman in a fragile, she was in a fragile state.
Red table talk with all three parties because there's quite a lot of things that we can just
advantage of. My opinion, I think he actually wanted a real relationship. He said that was the best love.
Jada was
that was
his
one of the
first
best love in
relationship.
his life.
Do you know one of the easiest people to love? People that are going through things, people that are broken. So that's what I'm saying. So the fact that he's recognizing that was the best love and all of that, it's not helping her point.
It wasn't the best love. It was the most matured love that he had.
Every single thing that you're saying proves to the point that she had an advantage over this guy, because she used that, and then now you want to use it, dump him, and then now he can't even speak his truth. When he speaks, everyone's going to be like, why is he even talking? He should have just kept his mouth shut. What do you mean just kept my?
All I know
I'm the hurt person in this situation.
Another thing that angers me is when Superhead came out with her book. And
girls were like,
yes, you're awesome.
This girl came out to make money out of it. She came up to profit.
So that's better.
He just released a song. called Entanglement.
I know. And that's very
now he has to profit from it.
Penny
it's okay now, right?
Childish.
Because he's trying to make.
Yes.
Hey, Ray J did it first. Ray J did it first.
Exactly.
I hate it first.
He's taking his cues. But but I will not say that. And I disagree with you why you say it's petty and childish, because Jada Pinkett went on her own TV show, which she makes money from. She had the highest
after the fact.
Okay,
I don't care what fact it is.
After the
fact. But she took advantage of that.
After he did that interview,
even
if she came to clear
she had to clarify.
I'm not disagreeing with any of that. What I'm saying is that she knew that she could take advantage to monetize it. Now, I want to talk. That's what she said. I'll sit on the red carpet. She could have done it on social media. She could have typed a long message. She could have used her PR code.
IG Live.
She said she wanted to use her red table.
Yes.
And for a good fact.
Why not?
It was the hype.
That's what I'm
saying.
So why you mad at him for like making a song
out
of it?
Make money off of the same shit.
Because he'd already had. Okay.
No.
Now you're going tit for tat. Now it's going tit for tat.
Wait, when she does it, it's not tit for tat, and then when he responds back, it's tit for tat.
I think he did that interview with Angela Ye.
Yeah, but he's making money.
Yes. His album or some music is coming up. I agree.
But that conversation wasn't about their music, so I don't know what you're talking about.
That was
one topic. That was the hot topic,
about, right?
Yeah.
So it helped his musical career. It helped her red table.
So why is he?
Her red table talk was already hitting.
Yeah, but this was the highest.
No, you just her highest episode.
Because it was a scandal
for the whole Facebook TV.
Exactly.
It was the highest.
You're giving the reasons. It was a scandal. That's why he made a song about it. It was a scandal. That's why it was a hit for her. The point is, it helped both people.
Yes,
why are you mad at him? Why are you calling him petty when she also benefited from it? Right?
I think a song after actual like serious interview between her husband and herself is a lot more mature than a song
that didn't
include him. A serious interview between her husband and her.
He doesn't need to be part of the conversation.
Okay, then then I can make a song and y'all don't need to be part of it. I'll tell my
he's using her words. But he's using her words.
I wholeheartedly disagree with you.
As in, like,
I believe he has to be part of it.
Yeah.
If you listen, I said earlier that I feel like it should be a
but
three-way conversation
between him and her. But she lost the right to that point when she established that when she was separate, she could do whatever she wanted to do, so that he can enter.
We haven't gotten to that part yet, though.
All I'm saying is that he wasn't taken advantage of. That's what I'm standing by.
How is he not taking advantage?
He was taken advantage of.
He started it.
He wanted to talk about it.
No, that's not what they're taking advantage of. We're talking about.
He wanted that relationship, and no matter how much.
Why would you blame someone that came to meet you for help? I just don't see how.
I don't think that's how it began. I don't think that's how it began.
Let me tell you something.
Help.
Do you know what you're saying?
It was a friendship. Then she saw, oh my God, this boy.
Who befriends a 22-year-old man that you are 42 and you're married?
Let me mentor you. Let me be your mother or something. I don't think it started off like that.
What you're saying sounds like.
She didn't seek him out.
What you're saying sounds like a professor now that actively dates his students. or her students.
She's not a teacher though.
But
she never said she was.
No,
but
she said she's a healer. In this situation, she played a healer.
She came out saying that I'm a mentor.
No, you already built a friendship with him.
Yes,
they were
friends.
She
22-year-old boy.
he came into the family. We took him in. They were hanging out. They built a relationship before she even realized, let me help this guy.
Chichi, how old are you?
That's how I see it.
I'm a mentor to this.
How old are you? How many guys do you have that 20 years younger than you? How many male friends do you have? 20
Zero.
Years? Exactly.
No, she actually came out and said it was a mentorship. Like
situation.
Yeah,
mentor and
off as a
she
friendship.
viewed it as a mentorship, just like she views her friends, her children's friends as mentors.
And then
it doesn't begin.
Yeah, but then
like
everybody can say that. Every man that's taken advantage of a young woman can say he saw himself as a mentor. I don't care what he viewed. I don't care what Jada viewed it as. I'm telling you what I view it as.
Right,
so I'm not going to listen to her petty excuses. This is my own thing. I feel as a person, you take accountability for your action. Yes. If I fuck up, I say I fucked up in that situation, and this is what it was. But in her situation, she never said, she didn't even apologize to Will. She never felt the need to say she did anything wrong. She felt her excuse of saying she wasn't happy.
We don't know the details.
Okay.
But again, we don't know the details between her and Will's relationship.
Exactly.
Will himself said,
we don't know the
I didn't
details.
think I was going to see you
relationship.
again.
We really don't know the details.
However, here's the thing. A key thing with what Will said. I will get you back. Right? You don't get people back if they didn't do anything wrong.
Fact.
So even going by the nature of their relationship, the fact that he's saying, and she and her response to her was not, to him was not, I didn't do anything for you to get me back. I said, you already got me back.
Exactly.
So you already did that, right? So that's wrong in what you did.
You already know that
in whatever they are.
So what are you guys saying was wrong? What was wrong? What did Jada do wrong?
Okay,
what did she do wrong?
I can tell you what she did wrong. First of all, when you're married, there is no gray area. You're either married or not married. Once you're married, you can now come up with the idea that, we were separated, so I'm allowed to go and bench everybody else that's on the street.
Okay, does this apply to Will also?
Yes, it does apply. It applies to anybody in the world. Anybody that lives on this earth. You don't. When you want to step out, is when you feel that the marriage is over. You divorce. This is why we have a divorce. Mm-hmm. So people get estranged all the time. People break up all the time. But that's not the excuse to go sleep with somebody. Now you can say, it could be your excuse. I was wrong. While I was married to this person, while we were split, I did this. Fair. And I'm not going to judge her for being wrong because everybody fucks up or makes mistake or whatever. But don't try and make it seem like that is now right. Like once you're split up, and that was going to lead to my next question to you guys.
So that's what you think Will is upset about?
But you realize,
I don't.
In the very beginning, we said that they had an open relationship.
I never said that.
So
you said that.
They've both made it clear. It's been rumors and speculation.
Jada has had interviews where she has denied that. Mm-hmm. So we can speculate all we want. But we can speculate all we want, but that's not what they said. So if we just base everything based on the facts that we have, not what we assume.
A lot of what we're discussing right now is assumption.
No, I'm not assuming anything. When you are married, it's not an assumption. Mm-hmm. And what happens in what should happen in a marriage is not an assumption. That's why they said.
Who is to say they didn't discuss
divorce?
Because
you can just discuss divorce, but it doesn't mean you're divorced.
So you're saying that he can't step out until they actually finalize the divorce?
You already got me back. So that means he already did something.
Yes.
Right.
That made her do what she did.
Which means
no. You said got me back. You said got me back. That's fine. That's not what got me back.
It means though that what you did was still wrong.
Yes.
Forget that you're getting. Yeah, of course.
I think the only thing wrong, what she did wrong, was actually putting it out in public. I don't think we've ever heard Will doing anything foul. I'm sure he does rubbish, and we've never heard it. I think that was the wrong that she did, making it public. And who made it public? August.
That's the funny thing is that when someone makes an infraction in a relationship or marriage, you guys do not even pinpoint the infraction that they made. What you are pinpointing is the person that figured out. No, we know what it is. But she cheated on her husband.
Prior to that, what was it?
I don't know what prior to it is.
You're calling that the beginning point of your marriage having flaws.
No.
What happened prior to it to get to that point?
If you listen to what I said,
it's the only thing that made it public.
No, if you listen to what I said earlier, is I'm making zero assumptions. I am not telling you what I thought happened or what I thought didn't happen. What I'm telling you is I know what happened. Every party has acknowledged that this fact happened, and that's all I'm discussing.
Yeah.
All I can discuss is the fact that happened. You're making it seem that the only time I can talk about a cheating relationship with Jada is if Will has never cheated before, which I do not care about. If you want to talk about Will's cheating, then we can have a discussion about that.
She cheated. She cheated as payback to whatever Will had done.
Maybe,
but she cheated.
But all I know is she cheated.
Yeah.
She messed with somebody else while she was in a marriage that she never got out of.
The reason I will agree with you on this is because one.
No, because I'm right.
No. You have the upper hand on this because this is the one scandal that has made it public. Okay? We don't know what has happened in the house. We don't know what Will has done. See that we're and men are riding they are popping on this bandwagon so hard.
I get you from it. But we're accepting though that he has done some things in the past.
The mistake you're making is you're making it seem like this is a guy girl issue. This is not a guy girl issue. This is a particular situation, a scenario. If Will has cheated, Will has always been wrong.
Then he's wrong.
So any man or woman or anybody that cheats is wrong. My problem with this whole situation is that the wrong that has been done here has not even been addressed yet. Everybody takes the excuses and runs with it, and not even going as far as insulting August for bringing out this information without even discussing the fact that why would she even do that? Even if she's going, because they say it's through thick and thin. They never say it's through good times only. So the marriage works still during the rough times. And during your rough times, you chose to go sleep with someone else to feel better and happy.
Divorced.
They never divorced. There's no fact.
We don't know.
Hollywood, they might have contracts to be like, okay, let's do. It might not be public.
No, first of all,
we don't know.
They might have separated before she stepped out.
This is my issue again. Like I said, is that every time we bring a point that should be addressed or taken accountable for, you guys want to speculate on something that we have no idea about. There is no way. I'll let you talk.
The reason you have the upper hand on this argument is because of the simple fact that we know that she has cheated.
That is the idea. That's why we want to address that.
What I'm addressing and what I'm sticking to is the fact that clearly their marriage was already broken. And what led to that marriage? It takes two to make a marriage, correct?
So let me put it this way. Their marriage was not broken.
Yes, it was. She herself said that. I don't know if it was broken. It was damaged.
Let me finish. Their marriage could have been damaged. It could have been fractured, but it was never broken because they're still married today. So as long as they're still married today, nothing has ever been cut off.
But yes,
so the figure of speech is wrong.
It's a fact. Yeah,
it is wrong because it can be fractured.
You can't say it's broken or damaged.
But it can be broken. They're still back.
They went through
figure of speech. I don't mean necessarily actually broken. Figure of speech. It is broken. It has issues. It's damaged. It needs work. It needs to fix it. It needs to be amended.
I feel like I'm in the middle here in a way.
Literally and figuratively.
Because relationship goes through ups and downs.
Okay.
And her cheating on Will in itself can be the down.
Makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah, her cheating on Will could be the down of their relationship. So in a way, we also will be telling Will, like, hey, deal with the down of your relationship as well. So that's not to take anything away from that. Mm-hmm. However, it's the lack of acknowledgement that you did something wrong that's disturbing. Yes. So we're not saying that you can't do something wrong or you can't have a reason to feel like, because at
the end of the day, if I fuck up, it all depends on my woman, because if my woman is willing to accept that,
I feel like a lot of women were on Jada's side because we're always on the other side of the table. This is what guys do on a regular basis. Like we're used to seeing you guys do this and get away with it. Like what's the big deal?
This is not to take away from that. I'm saying you can be on Jada's side. Mm-hmm. I'm saying you are
saying it's wrong. What's wrong is wrong.
You can say, hey, it's about time women can be wrong, or women should be the wrong ones in the relationship.
About time women can be. I'm here for toxic Jada.
I'm fine with her being. But don't you feel her just putting it on her own platform is her showing that she's taking some acknowledgement?
No. I see her taking advantage of that situation because at no point did she say she was wrong. At no point did she apologize.
All she did was make money.
All
she did was make money of it.
No, I think she did apologize.
To him for what?
No, she didn't.
She didn't? No.
Oh no, because he even tried it. He was like,
yes,
because she actually said, they said you asked for permission.
Yeah, he was like, nobody gives permission. Oh, I said, Jada.
And then another thing he said wasn't unfair, and she disagreed also. So she also did agree that she did something wrong. She didn't believe she did something wrong, and that was my whole stickler.
I think
getting
because for
too
her,
real.
she
I
thought
need
they
to
were
drink.
over.
I like that. We gotta get this shots in.
I think for her, because she thought it was over,
Can't stop.
which was not legally over,
Yeah, but
but
that
she
does-
thought it was over.
Yeah, that doesn't
think
mean
you
anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's
all I
how-
know is if I'm dating you,
We
Chichi,
really don't know how married people work.
okay, that's what
at this
happens.
point.
We sure don't.
This is
We
going
sure
to
don't.
this is going to lead to my next question. And let me tell you,
that's good.
when people always say I don't know how married people work, it's the same human beings. Who you are now is the same person you're going to be when you're married. So it's not like there's a
Not
We all
break
changing.
time.
grow
Like,
as
there's
humans.
There's no switch.
You can't
There's
say
no-
that.
there's no- I
We
mean-
all grow as
no.
humans
Yeah,
and
yeah,
mature.
but
You don't know
from
how-
experience,
you don't know
though.
how much
So
you're gonna
still the
bend
same
for the
person.
next
You
person,
will grow from
though.
these type of experiences.
Yes.
Exactly. So you're still the same
You
person.
learn.
But
Yeah.
it's not a switch. It's not like, oh, I got married,
Bam.
flip the switch, and I'm different all of
I'm a
sudden.
different person.
You're gonna have to
Well,
like grow
grow
into that
into it.
whatever that
This
role
leads me
is.
to my next question now is we cannot. I know none of you guys are married, so we can also do relationships. But in relationship, married, when you guys are fighting, you guys are separated, whatever you guys want to use, is it okay for you guys to now step out and do whatever you want?
No.
No.
How can you guys be on this side of the fence and then support? I'm so confused. So if we're
Essentially
dating,
what happened.
we have issues. We haven't kind of spoken for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then we kind of okay, let's go have lunch, sit down, fix our situation.
Okay.
And then you're not asking me
The
what have you
difference
been doing in 2 weeks.
The
and
funny
then
The
thing-
key thing
I
in
bring
your
someone-
question
Well, okay,
is
so-
we're single right now and we're in relationships. They're married. They've made a
That makes
commitment
it
with
even
God.
worse.
Right,
That
but
makes it
then
even
for
worse.
me,
So
it
that
depends.
makes it even
no.
worse. So so her stepping out while they're going through a bad thing while they've made this. So like in a
Bigger
relationship,
commitment.
a breakup can actually be a breakup, and then you guys will come back together, right?
Right. That's
And
what
it's
I
not
want
a
to
big deal.
clarify.
But,
When you
but a
say
marriage, you're
taking
actually
a break,
you're
is
not
it oh, we're
divorced yet.
done? I'm
not
single. You're
agreeing with the
single.
fact
But we're
that
still
she
trying to work
stepped
on
out.
it.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Can I step out
if
now?
If he did it to you, it'll
That's
also
what I
equally
do.
be wrong. It'll
You guys did
it'll
first.
be wrong on both ends.
like it- I like
But
it
I'm
first.
saying
Somebody
his
actually said
question
we're
is
done.
if
I
we're
mean,
in
I
a
know
that. We just
relationship.
had a fight.
I know.
I know.
I know.
So let's bring it back. Do you guys want to go first, or do you want to
Yeah.
go?
Who was,
Okay,
the question was for the girl. So what do you guys think?
Okay, so I kind of answered your question and then I started having a conversation with
Right.
you about it. Well, the difference between the two is one, they're in a marriage. You're asking us single people in a not married yet this question, okay? Second thing is, well, what I was trying to say is I don't agree if Will made this if Will stepped out, he's wrong. If Jada stepped out, she's wrong as well. Yeah?
Okay.
But what was I even trying to explain to
Yeah,
you?
you're not trying to explain much.
Nah, I just lost my train of
I-
thought.
first of all,
These drinks are kicking in.
It's a drink. It's a shot.
Yeah, but okay, but just to counter what you said, I just feel what you said initially. Your first statement was a cop out. Saying you're not married, I did ask you to be married. I just made a general statement that if you are married, answer as a married woman. If you are single, answer as a single person. The idea is when you make a commitment to somebody, that commitment does not include when things are rough, I'm allowed to step out. So that's why I'm asking you directly. In your relationships, is that allowed? Because I don't know if you've had this kind of conversation with your spouse. Because at the end of the day, it's really what you and your spouse agree on.
Right.
So if you guys make this conversation with your spouse, especially you guys that are not married, you didn't make those vows yet. So I'm asking you guys when you're dating somebody and say, hey, when we fight, we don't talk for a week or 2 weeks, or fuck it, I'm done, and you hang up. Is that now licensed to say? Because most people, that's what they do when they're married.
No.
Is that licensed to now say, I'm allowed to go bench? That guy that's been my DM since I've been checking him out.
No,
It's time to
definitely not. I think
explore.
they have
No.
But you guys are okay with Jada doing that. That's
Yeah, 'cause-
I did not. No, I don't think
I
we
was
ever
gonna
said
say,
we were
Okay,
okay
yeah,
with
fair
it.
enough.
If we both agree that we're single,
It
Yes.
took
In
a
the
long time. It took a
relationship.
long time, but you did eventually admit that it was wrong. It did take a
No,
long
from
time.
the
though.
very beginning, I didn't think it was right.
We have almost 20 minutes of arguments that you guys
What we
didn't wanna
didn't
accept.
agree on is that she took advantage of somebody vulnerable.
That's
We
also-
agreed
That
on the
too,
fact
no,
that
No, that too. You
they
guys,
were
because
Two
what you kept
two
on doing
adults.
Right.
what
they
you kept on
were
doing-
adults.
We didn't
They were
agree.
both adults.
I'll tell you what you kept on saying was that Will had done the same thing before. Will
Yes.
had done the same thing before. It was never a. It was almost like she had a right to do that because Will had done the same thing, and we've been fighting that it's wrong.
It's wrong.
Right.
Basically,
And so,
no matter who
and so
does it.
it took a long time
No
for you to
ma-
admit that it was wrong, and you know, if
Yes.
you're here now, so it's all right.
Hey, Chichi, I want to know your opinion, Chichi. I want to know your opinion.
on what? What were we
On
talking
that,
about?
if you're dating a guy,
Yeah, I said it depends. Like the conversation have to be, oh, I'm single, you're single, okay, fine.
yeah, but
Then-
you know, most times the breakups never work that way.
Yeah, I
Initially,
mean,
it's
no,
like,
it does. If you want to step out on someone, I'm gonna make sure I'm single. Oh, I can go smash somebody else, and you're gonna say, yeah, do what you want. Yeah, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Okay, let's go back to my question. My question wasn't that particular situation. My question was mostly based off of the fact that when you fight your man, and most times some people might get really annoyed when they say, I'm done, don't call me no more, hang up. Is this now okay for you guys to go step out? And this is just in a regular relationship because you guys are not even married.
No, I don't think it's okay.
So it gets me back to my point that if you don't think it's okay, in just a situation where there is no vows, no marriage license, no nothing, why will it a marriage now if you guys are separated,
That's
fighting, or whatever?
I said it has to be two people and their own communication. We don't know what Jada and Will agreed on. They might have signed a piece of paper in their own house between two of them. We don't know.
That you're allowed to go and marriage.
Yes, why not? We've made it's not me and you guys in a relationship. We don't know.
See, my only issue with the conversation we have, which I'll move on from, since I see you guys don't want to give in, is that every time you guys make a point, it is always going to be based off of something that we do not know of. Yeah. That you think.
But I also want you to accept in the same point is that there is a lot that we don't know.
Yeah, but we're only speaking on the things that we know.
And until what we know, you will always have the upper hand in this conversation because Will's scandals have not come out to play.
This shouldn't be okay? A woman stepping out on her man, cheating, shouldn't have anything to do with what the man has done. Right? Whatever the man has done. So that's why, see, this is what it would sound like. That every time a man cheats, you don't know what that woman has done.
Yeah.
You know, and that will be, if that's the defense, people will always be mad at the people that say that. Is that my man did this to me.
You're right, it goes both ways.
You don't, exactly. But that's what.
All right, no, welcome back. We had to cut that off. It was getting a bit heated there. I don't think that we were swaying each other. We just have two different points of views at this point. So we're going to segue into something else. Now it's more to get to know both of you. Have either of you or any of you been in an open relationship before?
I haven't.
And how
I have not.
I have not.
Okay. Then let me go into why not. Is it something that you think that you're open to and it just hasn't come up? Or would you never?
What's your definition of the open relationship?
A relationship that
you can date,
that you can
multiple.
See other people. So the level, I think the rest of it depends on your communication, right? So, but you can see other. So you're open to seeing other people. Now I'm sure
going out to eat with them,
right? Having sex and
sex could be included. You could just whatever you find that you want.
Whatever your rules are, but like those things are in the discussion, essentially.
Why are you smiling so hard? I'm not open to that. No, not at all.
I'm absolutely not open to being in a relationship and allowing other parties. I like that risk of so many different things. Do you want me to get like technical and?
Yes, let's hear it. I like to know. Yeah.
That's disgusting. I'm a nurse. I'm not trying to have any type of STDs, nor am I trying to give.
What if the guy protects himself at all times?
Excuse me?
What if the man protects himself at all times?
So
that alleviates your fear for.
You can still get STDs with protection. It's only a percentage of protection that it gives you. There's that point.
Come on, nurse.
Okay. Like
have you ever cheated?
My recollection, no.
Zoom in.
Recollection, no.
That was a random.
It will be difficult for her to admit that she's cheated because she never really accepted wholeheartedly that Jada cheated.
Yeah.
I have never cheated. I am a one-man woman.
That's awesome.
Woman, okay. Fair.
Have you ever cheated?
No.
I need to zoom into Chichi's eyes.
Zoom in.
I like lie detector test and everything.
I know, right? You will catch them.
Not saying that you have. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not.
No.
So basically,
so many times.
So basically, you're saying at no point would you ever step out or agree to your husband or your boyfriend stepping out.
My husband and my boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, let's put things in.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, let's put things in perspective. You get to a point with your husband where maybe there's friction, but like Gita said, you couldn't find happiness there. And there's this co-worker at work or the guy from the gym or some dude from Instagram or whatever that's giving you attention that makes you feel that happy place. So are you telling me at no point you feel the need to be happy?
And step out?
That's what therapy is for.
So that's what therapy is for. So the therapy makes you happy.
That's therapy and communicating and figuring those things
Yeah,
out.
but sometimes
and I'm bringing this back to like our culture. We're all Nigerians here, Abi. We don't discuss these things. Communication is almost taboo. I'm so like it's very big for me. I will talk about the most uncomfortable situations with whoever I'm with, and I think that only strengthens your relationship. So if it's the sex that doesn't please me, we're going to talk about it. If it is the finance that doesn't please me, we're going to talk about it. If it's the way you dress, if it is your mannerisms, we're all going to talk about it.
I like what you said there. Well, what if you had a conversation about the sex and he's saying there's nothing you could do to please him at this point? As in, I am bored of our
Is this
intimacy.
from us or is this from therapy?
From both.
Either way.
This is his opinion.
Well,
At the end of all of your fact-finding process, the end result is that he's just bored.
Yes, as in he says
So
you're
like,
a perfect woman. He loves you. Everything is good, but the intimacy is now
I'm
lacking.
bored.
I am bored of the sex with her. That I don't even want to have sex with her as much. So he almost feels like he's doing it out of obligation. But he
are you
likes
asking me personally or
What
just
happens?
in general? What would my views be on this situation?
Yeah, because that's where I'm trying to get to. Because obviously, you guys already admitted you guys are not open to doing it yourselves. I'm saying now you have a man that's open to doing that and wants to have this conversation with you.
Yes.
What is your take?
That's a conversation that we'd have to have. If we agree that, okay, at this point in the relationship,
So hypothetically speaking,
we're
that's
not
what I'm trying to
helping-
have.
We're not happy. We're not fulfilling. We're not able to offer each other what we feel or what we want in a relationship, and we want to end things. Okay, then we have to end things.
But he's not looking
he
to.
doesn't want to end things.
He's not looking to anything. He
wants
likes
an
you.
open relationship.
He wants to explore. So
He wants
it might not
to
even be
explore.
an open relationship, but he's saying at this point he wants.
done
So
yet?
let's
Because
take a break, kind of.
okay, this is what I'm trying to say.
No, we're gonna take a break because
Yeah.
that's the only way it's
done.
gonna happen.
Yeah, but
Can't
this,
do it.
it's over.
It's done.
But
Yeah.
this is what I want to find out what this is like outside because I'm struggling right now. I don't want to break up with my situation till I realize what it is.
Then we have to fix it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've tried. So you're talking about the point of him telling you for the first time. I'm where Wale's at. We've had this conversation. We've tried to fix it. It didn't work. What is the next step? I'm saying the next step doesn't automatically have to be me and you are done. Over. Let's try something else.
Yeah.
So there's something else is you want to see other people.
Maybe. I might not be even
Maybe
people.
so. Maybe instead of you going out to see other people, maybe introduce other people into like.
That's seeing other people.
That's
but like
That's including
so like
that's
a
the one you
like
cannot
maybe
do.
threesomes and things.
Why? I like to know your
So
reason.
like
So Chichi, let Chichi elaborate on that. What do you mean?
That's no. That's a no.
Yeah, what's a no? I don't get it.
Introducing people to the relationship.
Why is it a problem?
Me personally, I don't like it. I'm a very jealous lover, so that's not gonna work.
Yeah, but if you're at a point where you might lose this lover, what are you?
It's lost already if you're discussing that. I just feel like I'm not
It's
enough.
not, the reason why I say that's not true because if we still go back to the argument you guys were supporting before, Will and Jada are still together, and she stepped out, and you guys said he possibly stepped out, and they're still together right now. So
That's
it's not
not
over.
us.
Yeah,
But
what does that have to do with?
but what she says is it's over already, and I'm not trying to counter the fact that it might not be over already. If this happens, or if a guy's trying to have this conversation with you, it doesn't mean it's over already. It's him trying to figure out how do we make this work? Because this is where we're at. And so the thing about this, and this is why I bring up this conversation, is people are so quick to say, "Oh, it's over, it's ended."
but some
But
things
in
you
reality,
just can't handle.
but in reality, that's not how it plays out.
But
that's why some women are with guys that cheat on them. That's why some women are with guys that beat them. A lot of them are lost and confused.
I want to add to what you're saying, and the thing about it is like the reason why the conversation is important. It's not necessarily that you're going to agree to do whatever it is that we're discussing, but it's to understand. Why not? Like, what are your fears? And let's see if there's other things that we can do to rectify that. So that way, I, in this situation, would get what I want, and you would be without your fears. Now, that might not happen. Like, your fears might not be something that we can find a solution for. But that conversation is important to figure that out. Mm-hmm. And if we're not open to that conversation to begin with, and again, this is vice versa. This is the same as a woman going to ask her man, like, hey, look, I want...
You ain't doing it. You're not doing it no more.
As a man, you know, obviously ego and all of these things come into. Yeah, of course.
Listen to you.
No, but yeah, fair enough.
What?
All of that. And that's generally, I
Will
don't think a lot of
Smith
men
stayed.
I don't want to be with any man that would sit down and
Will
let me tell
Smith
him
stayed.
that.
We saw him almost crying on TV. He stayed.
he stayed.
He
You know,
stayed.
like,
I don't know why he stayed, but he stayed. He must have done a lot.
I don't know.
he must have done a
He
lot.
must have
It
done- It has to be the guy's fault.
It always comes down to like the guy
must
doing
have done a
something.
whole
It
lot.
cannot just be. Anyway, yeah. Where can we go with this?
Yeah.
Like, I think that just brought us back to the beginning of
So
the
it brings us back to so my own is you're open that if things are perfect in your marriage, then everything is good. But when things are not perfect in your marriage, then it just ends because you don't want to.
No.
You're not willing to have that deep
Essentially,
conversation.
yeah, you don't have, yeah.
No.
Essentially,
I
that.
just said
Yeah,
that
in
I'm
the deep
open to having a
conversation.
conversation, and I'm big on communication.
Yeah,
I
it's not
would
only
never
therapy.
disagree
I think
to
what
that.
she's saying, if it involves bringing someone inside the relationship, she's not willing to do that, right?
No.
Yeah,
absolutely
like
not.
is there some
So,
things you just cannot
which is
do?
fair.
There
So
has-
my question
there's
is asks, what happens next? So is that just a breakup? You divorce your
There are
man?
measures that we can take. There are things that
Like
we can
what?
discuss.
Like what kind of measures?
Break it down for
You're
us.
asking me to come
Like,
up
I mean-
with some now
Break it.
at this very section.
I'm
just
trying to figure like,
No, but
what?
in that, because here's why I'm asking you that question. In that situation, that Tox is saying, I don't see anything else
So now
but
we're
breaking
kind
up.
of like
I don't see anything else but
weaving
breaking up. So
into
I'm
like
curious.
a junction where people start talking about how they spice things up. Okay.
Yes.
There are different ways to spice things up in your relationship. There are toys. There
Okay.
Strip
are
club, you can invite a stripper in.
strippers.
Ah,
there's
invite-
That's what we're talking
role-playing.
about.
No, that's not what
That's
we're
what we're
talking
talking
about.
about. That's what
Inviting a stripper in does not mean you're gonna
That's
have
what
a
we-
sexual
Exactly.
relationship with them.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying.
That was-
We could do the whole
Here's the
stripper
thing.
thing,
It's
but
close enough. It's
That's-
close enough.
that
where-
is the
Yeah,
idea
no,
we're
that's
talking
what
The
I'm
point
saying.
is-
So we can
the
discuss
point
and
is
see
that you're
how
adding-
far you can
Yes,
go. I'll see how far I can go
Here's-
into
here's-
it.
here's-
Exactly.
Here's the point, and
That's a quantum
What
leap
you said. What you said.
from what
works.
you were
so
saying
this
before.
actually is not a rebuttal to you. This is one for you because you're against the conversation to begin with.
Yes.
Yeah,
And the
I
point
am.
is, we can't get to the point of saying
Bring a stripper in.
bring a stripper in if we don't have the conversation. Now, I with you, we can have that
Yeah, I was
situation
going
because
off of
at least
her.
you're
Yeah.
open to the conversation.
Whatever
Yeah, but
spice
you-
things
yeah,
up.
but you're
And
saying
that
like, yo,
we
let's-
both
let's-
have
Yeah,
to
but what
agree
they-
on this.
but what they don't let tell
We
you-
both
don't-
have to
I don't-
agree
don't let
on
tell you
this.
off
There's a different fight. No, there's a
Don't let
different
them
fight there.
know.
There's a
Don't
different fight
sleep
there.
Tell you-
There's a different
Tell
fight
you
there.
bring up the. Tell you didn't bring up the stripper part, so that's every part of
I
how
know,
old
I
I'm
know,
it
saying
is.
I'm open to the discussion. I'm not saying I'm opposed
Okay,
to it,
that's-
but I'm saying I'm open
that's
to the
fair.
discussion.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm
fair.
not personally saying I want a stripper in my house. I should be a stripper, okay? I should be everything you need.
Yeah, but
okay?
that
I've
is
seen some of these
that has.
strippers. They do some things. That,
I will learn. I will learn.
but until you've learned,
But that-
I can't like.
But
I
until
cannot-
you've learned, I can't deal with this. He said, but until
Gotcha.
you've learned, what do we do about it?
All right, so my question will now be just a flip. Just a flip. What do you think personally that guys can accept that you guys would like in a relationship?
They can accept a woman cheating and begging for forgiveness.
So you would like that in a relationship?
Most men would never forgive you.
Yeah,
So
no,
is that what you would like in a relationship? Because the
Yes,
question was,
I mean,
acceptance.
yeah, because I know how many men I've forgiven when they cheat
yeah,
on
but
me.
it's contradictory because you already said you don't want a cheating man. So why would you not
Yeah,
want a
I
man
don't
that
want a
accepts?
cheating man.
So why
but
would you want a man that accepts a cheating woman? Doesn't just seems.
Just because I don't want it does not mean I haven't dealt with it. Yeah, I don't want a cheating man, but he cheats. So what am I going to do?
All right. So my question was more of what you want. So is that what you want? You want a man that
Yes.
So that means you would like to cheat and then
Yes.
have the guy.
Didn't I
forgive.
say
Yeah.
I wish I did?
exactly? So
But you don't even cheat
Yeah, but
anyway. So
no.
why
Yeah,
would
that's
you
what I'm
want
saying.
that?
I wish I did cheat in most of my
this is the
relationships.
problem with
It
well,
was
they-
a waste of my faithfulness.
well, the problem with that is that she doesn't cheat. One, she doesn't want an open relationship. Two, but somehow wants a guy that will
That will
accept
forgive
that.
her if she cheats.
For a person that wants that, you should be more open to open relationship because that means you're already thinking outside.
I think
And
these things happen. Yeah. you're
And,
saying
and
that
you
these
know what?
things happen.
I'm
I'm
really
thinking
harping on this is
people
that
cheat as if
there are a
we're
lot
all
of women
humans.
that don't
can
mind
lose
an
control.
open relationship, but cannot have that conversation. They can't have the conversation because they have been taught or they feel culturally they must always take this position where I don't accept that. Nobody should ever step out. But they naturally do want that. So even in your mind, that's like you're speaking now. In your mind, like if I cheat, I want a guy that can stay. Even though according to you, you won't never cheat and you will never want an open relationship. So I don't know why that would be the first thing you would want with my question.
Ultimately, we all want someone that doesn't cheat.
Okay.
Exactly.
Fair.
And I think that was my first because that's the most thing, guys. Like, that's the first thing I think of when I'm in a relationship. Is he going to cheat? Because guys are
Yeah,
cheaters.
but this is about you wanting a guy that will
So
accept you
you
cheating.
said, what do you want that you know the guy? What was your question?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so that's the one thing. That's the one thing you guys do all the time, and
So
that's
you
the
don't
one
want-
thing
you
I
don't
want to be
want- so
able to
instead of-
do,
no, but-
and you are
So what
okay
you-
with
just
it.
what you want is based
instead
on
of
what he
wishing,
wants.
instead of wishing that the man would not cheat.
Yes.
You want to wish that he would forgive you for cheating.
Yes.
Even though you would never want to
what
cheat.
do you want to say about it? Yes, that's what I wish.
Because if the tables were turned, that's what you would expect of us.
Exactly. That's what I wish. You want to not fight me for what I want. Yes, I want to be like
That
you.
is not a clarification.
I want to do what you
Now,
do.
this is not to say that this is our intention, okay?
That's what's tough about it.
If we just end up, we get scattered and we end
Exactly.
up in
Your head is just
entanglements,
not right. It just happened.
and I expect the same.
All right, so Ted, you answer the question yourself.
What is the question?
What would you want from a man or a relationship that you think most men don't agree to now? So let's say past relationships you had, what you always wanted, and somehow the guy just always disagreed. No, you can't do that, or you can't do that, or whatever the case might be. So just pick your brain.
I think to lower their expectations on the whole view on what women should do for a man and vice versa.
All that cooking, cleaning.
Yes, cooking, cleaning, staying in the house,
Not
walking, all of that, all of the above.
Not working?
Mm-hmm.
So
I've been in a relationship where he did not want me to work.
Okay, fair. So you want to be with a man that doesn't have like the traditional norms or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's what you're looking for. That's the most important thing. Okay, that's fair. 2020,
not 1991.
Even though I want to ask you, what is the issue with cooking for your man? I don't know if there's an issue with that.
There's nothing wrong with cooking for a man. But if there's a day I'm not feeling well, I'm tired, I'm stressed.
It should not be her duty. You should not be this is what you do.
X, Y, and Z. Please cook for us.
Oh, okay, that's two different things. So the whole thing about always being busy and I'm super tired, and that's just life. So we're all going to be busy and tired. And I don't think anybody expects someone to jump in the kitchen when they are sick, busy, or tired. But overall, you treat your spouse how you want to be treated. But in terms of, you want it to be 50-50. So I had a conversation.
I didn't use those words.
So that's why my statement started off as a question, just to see. So what do you want? Because at the end of the day, if you want your man to play this role into what has generally been a woman's role, and so you don't want that, you want it to be almost like an even thing. I'm saying you believe that all across your relationship, because there's this woman already on the left that doesn't believe that. She believes that her man should only play a role when it comes to the decision making. I mean, no, her man should always play the role when it comes to spending money. But when it comes to decision making, I have video on this.
I never said that.
So I would like to know what your opinion is, Sergio.
On what I feel the percentage should be, or what I expect in a man.
You can throw that in there also, but my thing is, once you start making things fluid and start saying, "Hey, I don't want to be with a guy that expects me to cook, do all this other stuff." So I would like to know it generally now. So what do you expect?
One, it's just short and sweet. A man is a provider.
That's exactly what I said, and I would like my man to do most of the providing. Yes.
Yeah, but now, if the guy saying expect a woman that cooks, now why you
not light. Basically, based off of you saying that.
Now, I'm not saying in any situation that, let's say my man is not able to provide, that I will not take the front seat and drive the car and lead us to wherever we need to do. We don't know what the future brings. I'm not saying I know what I bring to the table, okay? I know what I can do, what I can provide, but at the end of the day, evolutionary wise, what is a man for? To provide, to procreate, to protect. PPP. Okay?
It's like saying what so evolutionary wise, what is a woman for? To nurture, to cook.
It says that?
Evolutionary wise, that's not, you're using it
not
in the same context. Not in the same context.
Fair enough, but nurturing. Okay, fair,
yes,
fair.
I will agree.
Nurturing comes with like cooking, cleaning, caring for, and like
nurturing does not come with cooking and does not come with cleaning.
That's how do you
the definition of nurturing does not have anything.
And the definition of evolution has nothing to do with me. Providing, be the protector.
Nothing. No, but
we're talking about the colloquial reason.
No, but evolutionary does have to do with procreating.
Okay.
And it does have to do with protecting.
No.
Yes, it does.
What dictionary? Oxford.
If we're not, are we animals or not?
Man with a hunter.
Are we animals or not?
But do you know how many colonies of like different animals where the woman, the female species is the protector and the blah 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 blah.
So, but like the queen ant is the protector, is the main boss. But what I was trying to stress on that is that definition does not include it being a man. So whether it has to do with,
I'm viewing it as a man.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So
and I'm viewing it both ways, culturally and also like evolution.
Yeah, and then Wally's trying to do the same thing, and you're
cutting me off.
I'm
just trying to make sure that you're not mixing.
No, essentially based on all this same culture and everything that you're talking about. Okay. My point is that the woman is the one that's like the cook and the
caterer,
yeah, right.
Stereotypically.
So you cannot subscribe to the part of that whole system that works for you and then abandon the one that doesn't. So if you're going to say, hey, the man is the provider and the man is the this and the man is that, then you can't be mad when he comes back home and says, hey, why is there not food on my table?
Yeah, you're supposed to do
like,
this.
God damn it.
Because
I don't have to be disregarding the fact that I said it. I'm willing to take the front seat if need be.
Yeah, but if there's no need be, you want him to always be the provider. Is what I'm trying to say.
So by default, you want him to be the provider.
Fact.
And by default, he wants you to be that nurturing person. So like, why is
so
that?
This is my thing is this.
100% of the time.
My thing is this.
By default.
We're being
by
told.
By default, yes, but 100% of the time.
We're being told that we need to.
By default.
Men are being told that they need to educate themselves and relearn how we are supposed to treat our women and how the roles in our families have changed over time.
Right.
And we need to become more aware of that. And so that is our struggle, and this is what we're trying to relearn. But it's funny how when we have this conversation where we're supposed to be learning, we see that the women are not trying to relearn nothing and not to re-educate themselves in any way. And so how is this supposed to work?
Directing this specifically to Chichi and myself.
No, that's what I said. Women.
But you're on the show right now.
That does not apply to us. That does not apply to. I don't know what women you've been with, but it's not Chichi and myself. No.
The number one argument. I don't know what women you've been with. Women of the world. All I know is that I feel that they're trying to press where we should learn, and we're open to it. But it seems like women don't want to learn that their roles have to change also. And so in terms of providing and whatever, you have to play a bigger or greater role in that as well. And that's what makes it easier for the man to accept and play his role. So if my woman is saying, hey, I know you're the one that provides, but I'm willing to take on 50% of that or 40% of that, then it's easy for me to relinquish some of the things I have because I feel like, hey, I'm getting relief over here, I can give relief over there. But when you start telling me, only if you're in a bad situation, if the help burns
only
over,
if you need help, I can step up. I can step up.
But apart from that, let me buy my Gucci shoes and slippers while you go there and work.
And it's like, if you're not home, if you come home late, I can step up and cook for you. If you're like dead tired, I can clean up the place. But by default, that's your role.
Exactly, because I feel we're doing
that is fine.
Oh, that is fine then. No, that's what
I was saying.
That is
like,
fine.
it depends on communication of how the couple feel. Like,
No,
I think we're doing a great disservice to our audience if we're supposed to be having a conversation about things that we're supposed to learn, and at the same time we're holding back to our normal
old norms.
Old norms. I feel if you're trying to educate people and say, hey, okay, well, if you do something wrong, you need to be held accountable for it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to mean that it's the end of the world.
If you sleep with your son's friend that's going through issues, God damn it, accept that you were wrong.
You accept you're wrong, and then we find ways to grow from that. The reason why is that the lesson in there is in the middle of that. It's after you have accepted the responsibility for your action and learning how to move on for this. Because I would love to know how Will and Jada were able to move on. To me, that's the greatest lesson. That's important. But you have to get to the point where something went wrong so that we know that we have to learn something.
Right.
That's the first conversation. In this conversation, too, you also mentioned where you think men need to be more accepting and blah, blah, blah. But you're still holding tight to your own female norms where the man should be the provider. It's not really helping in this situation because if I'm a guy watching this show on the other end, I'm going to be like, this women are not serious.
I've been doing it right.
I'm going to go work, spend all my life, provide for this family, and then all of a sudden, I can't even come home and get a decent dinner because my wife is telling me that it's my turn to cook this week while she doesn't want to tell me it's her turn to pay the bills. It's not going to blow over very well. So I don't know if you guys represented your Nigerian womanhood very well.
At the end of the day, it's all about communication.
No, that's the big thing. I think it's all about communication in the end, right? That's when we're talking about your individual relationship.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about like general expectations.
General expectations is that's broad, that's vague, that's very, very hard to like put a finger on. I can't.
So I'll give you mine now. It's not a personal relationship that I have with anyone, but I don't believe in gender roles, right? In any relationship, I don't think that you should. I don't care about if a woman can cook. I don't care about like all of these extra things, right? And in the same way, I don't feel like there should be an expectation of me for that, right? So it has nothing to do with me being in a relationship with anyone or our personal communication. That might change within our communication if I meet someone. But my expectation generally is you're your own individual. I'm my own individual, and let's see how we can fit. And if I'm a better cook than you, then I'll be the one cooking. If you're richer than me, then
what if you're making this about the same? So she got to put in 50, you put in 50.
Right, and then it's 50-50. And it's kind of like, so it's more of, so there's no set rules for me. I don't think that there's a role here. It's who you're with. It's who you're with.
She's not finished.
It's who you're with and how you guys fit into each other. And if you have a partner, for me, if I have a partner that spends a lot more time trying to figure out like even if you're the better person to do this role because you're in a better situation for it, right? You want me to do it just because that's the law. Like that's not us getting to the optimal efficiency of our relationship, because you're making me do something now that between the two of us, I'm not well equipped for. So that doesn't make sense to me. I feel like within that's what. So when you say communication matters,
yes,
that's where I agree with. And
that's
so
what I was
we,
say again.
but we can't come in
with
the
matters,
right.
But people don't really know what that
but when
means,
you come in with
not
your
really
set
communicating.
expectations of how things should
What I mean
go,
by communication is exactly what you just explained. If
She
there's a
also said
situation,
she knows what she brings to the table.
yes.
So she was ready to step up.
Yeah, but if you know what you're bringing to the table, but you're not offering it
Yes.
up to me, doesn't mean anything to me.
No, she said she's willing.
No, she was the guy. She only willing to.
Listen, don't just look. Listen. I said I know what I bring to the table. I also know the type of man that I'm also with.
Gonna be with,
okay,
right? It's like,
if I know that my man needs to, he's not feeling well, God forbid, but like whatever, I know that I can handle whatever financial situation
but it's still
we
my
are
issue.
in.
It's still my issue because you keep saying when the guy's not feeling well. I'm telling you, I'm well. I
Okay.
still need that help. You should
And
still
that's
be
fine.
You
If
guys
that
are.
means
You
I
guys
have to
are.
pay for our children's school fees, I got to pay this 30% of the bills. Okay, like
so
I'll
funny.
pay that 30% of the bills, okay, and you pay
when
the
I was
rest.
saying it, you guys thought I was saying
Cheers,
it.
Okay.
cheers. You don't have a drink, but cheers.
I know, right?
You have a
But
backup now.
Really, this is really how we feel.
Like,
At the end of the day, we want you.
I
I have a question. I have a-
It
Because
picks up.
she is
I
making
have a
so much
question.
sense.
I have a question for the both of you.
Sure,
Yeah.
that's
Good.
If you're with a woman that makes double how much you make,
Yes.
you guys have an argument, okay? And it revolves around finance, and she needs to work less, but she knows that you cannot provide for the both of you and the family.
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
So my question would be, why would she be the one that needs to work less? Like, what's the reason for that? Not saying.
I'm saying
So, like,
this is
there-
a straight
there
up
physical
scenario.
Reason.
She's
She's too
pregnant.
tired?
She's 9
Okay.
months
So
pregnant.
you
She's
want
about
to
to go into
argue why she
maternity
shouldn't
leave.
work less?
No.
What if she just wanted to work less? Me, I'm tired. You need to just step up.
I get you. What you
have
said.
to
I'm saying.
change things.
Here's why I asked that. I was trying to figure out: is it that one of us needs to work less, or she specifically needs to work less?
She
That's what I meant.
specifically needs
All right.
to work.
So
less.
for me,
so what's the
for me,
question
it also goes back to how much we're making. So
Right.
you just said she's making double my amount. I can be making $200,000 a year. She's making $40,000.
We're
I'm
not
doing
talking-
well. So
okay,
I'm doing well for
okay.
myself. So I can handle everything.
Right.
So it depends on how
But
much I'm making.
you can.
really.
You're $200. You're making $200 a year, but that doesn't necessarily mean the lifestyle that you're living can afford $200,000 a
Yeah,
year.
but that's
you
fact.
need $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
To, okay.
Yeah, but that's fact.
So
But
then maybe
she
we'll
knows-
have to scale-
But
yeah,
then she knows
we'll have to scale
that,
down
and
on
she'll
that,
have to be
right.
able to
Okay.
scale down
Right,
on
we'll scale
I was
down.
expecting that, so you
Right.
have to scale back,
On
and you're
expectations.
expecting her to agree with the scale back, and then your response.
No. It's not.
No,
I'm
but it's
expecting
not
her.
an agree.
She's the
But it's
one-
not an agree. She's the one that needs to
You're the
work
one that's
less.
demanding that, though. You're the one demanding.
Demanding. That's a very strong term.
Okay, not demand, but you're the one that needs to work less.
You're the one that say you want to
work less. Of course, as a family now, and that's part of it. We have to like, okay, can we, with my salary, can we afford everything that we've been doing with you working?
Okay.
If that's a yes, then of course
continue.
Work less and we'll continue.
Okay.
If that's a no, then we clearly
Have no
there's
choice.
nothing. We have no choice but to adjust on that. So what are we?
And are you guys fine with the women making double how much you make?
I'm sure they are.
How can I not be fine with that?
Definitely.
I'm not a gold digger or anything. But if my woman is making as much as me or anything more than me, or the more money my woman is making, the better. I can't imagine.
I would like to you personally.
I can't imagine anything
personally.
That's
what I pray for. Right. I pray for a woman that makes as much or more than me. I've learned that a lot of problems that happen in marriages, finance, and a lot of stuff I had that men face in marriages that fail is because of money. So if a woman is making more than me, if it doesn't work out and we get divorced, I don't think she automatically wants to now end the relationship. Right. You get what I'm saying? So for me, that's where my mentality is at. If I date a woman that's capable, then she's out there.
I know. Welcome back. We had a quick emergency we needed to take care of, but everything is fine.
Yeah, Chichi had to go fart real quick. She didn't want to pollute.
Why are you like this? Why are you like this?
Everybody farts.
No, but before we cut off, you were going to ask a question.
Yes, I was going to ask a question. I wanted to know what are the most important things to you in a marriage? For me, I have like 4 main things that are very important to me in a marriage and in a relationship to begin with. And if I were to call my best friends on the phone right now and put them on speaker, they would list it because I've clearly made it clear to them over and over again. But I want to ask the men in the relationship or in this conversation, what are the 4 main things that are most important to you in a relationship? Or not 4, because mine is 4. In a relationship,
For me, I think it's a trust or I don't have the word for it, but I need to know that that person is on the same team as me. Now, that doesn't mean that everything that we're doing is aligned. That doesn't even mean that you're not even going to cheat, to be honest. We had a different episode where we ranked deal breakers and cheating came low on mine. Because for me, I think the most important thing is if I know that we're on the same team and if I can understand that if something bad is happening, I know to a certain extent what your actions will be, and it will be on my side. I think that's the one thing that I value. Anything else I can work around. Anything else.
Really?
Yes. Anything else I can work around.
What's your stokes?
Okay.
For me, it's a couple. So I mentioned one earlier. The girl has to have a job. Gotta have a career of her own. Gotta make money.
We talked about some of this.
Yes, I'm not here to take care of someone's daughter for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? I want to be catered to also. And you can't cater to me if you don't have anything for yourself. So that's a big one. A very huge one for me is openness. So everybody says communication. Yeah, we can all talk. If we're not open, it doesn't mean anything.
Communication means nothing.
So I want my woman to feel comfortable enough to be able to discuss anything, regardless if I agree, good, bad, or the ugly. And I want to be able to do the same with her without feeling judged. So I try not to judge anyone, and so that they can be open enough to be, to open up with me. I want to be able to do the same with them. So those are huge for me. And the third one will be loyalty. I have to feel that I can trust you 100%, that I can almost tell anyone what I believe you would do in any circumstance. And I feel
it's tough to do that with general humans. But
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
If I believe this woman has my back,
right.
I believe I'm open and we can discuss anything. And I believe that she offers and brings something to the table. I just don't see how that relationship will work. At least for my.
As in, you'll put in every effort. If it doesn't work, it's because it just wouldn't work.
Exactly.
That has nothing to do with you. And that last part is where I hold on to. That's big for me as well.
Good one.
I need to know that.
You say good one. The
question wasn't posed for us women.
Fair enough.
It was posed for you men.
You know, I think we've drank enough at this point, and we've talked enough about certain things. I think this is a good place to like let this die out, unless anyone had any last minute things. Yeah,
I think there's so much.
Definitely agree to disagree with
a lot of things today. A lot of things,
but I do have
with
a
this
good
whole
understanding.
Jada and
Right.
August situation. We can definitely agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Okay, Tokes?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're the one that was fighting us.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
In the camera.
I don't mind bringing Teju back on. We're gonna have more things. Because
so,
Teju's very. I see so many things I can poke at her conversations about
I'm
relationships.
telling you right now, I have my answer.
Chichi's own. We already know where Chichi stands. If you have money,
she's been consistent.
she will love you. She will love you. Die.
Wow.
Die.
That's how you feel.
Take me throwing shade all day.
That's how you feel. I like a man that provides. I'm sorry.
Nothing wrong with that.
Fair. I like a woman that can do the same.
That's what I'm saying. You just got to be ready to be traditional as well
Three-piece.
within that system.
Not all the way. We discussed that. Not all the way traditional.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna end it here. Thanks so much for coming. Yeah, let's do our
Cheers.
Yes.
You can hold the bottle.
We're not gonna bother faking it with you anymore. Everybody knows. The last episode we didn't even bring drinks in there because she's.
Oh no, not more. I was saying she can hold the bottle and cheers with us.
Okay. So where's your cup at?
Right here.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
Thanks everyone. That's the end of our episode. We'll catch you next time. All right. So,
thank you.
Vamos.
Au revoir.